Hello, I am Michele Fusaroli and this is the second episode of the course for practicing pharmacovigilance analysis on the FAERS using the DiAna R package. Today I will show you how you can create a subproject and import and inspect the FAERS clean data on your RStudio environment. From the DiAna folder we created in the first episode on your desktop, we access the DiAna RStudio project. Here you see again on the bottom right the folder visualization, on the left the console to write the commands, and on the upper left we create a new R script. And here you see on top of the console now the script window where we can write and then save our code. I usually start with a snippet that is a way to automatically insert code in your script. Anyway, you can insert manually this information. In one of the next updates of the R package, we will also add the possibility to use this snippet. But now in the script you see here the diasis that points us to the fact that this line is in fact a comment or a description and is not a command that has to be run. The dashed line instead allows us to create headings and to organize our script. We write now some information about the project, so for example the title, that can be tutorial 1, importing data. And then we have information about the data, that is the FDA Adverse Event Reporting System, the author, and the date of setup and last update. This line is the first command and uploads the DiAna package with its functions, so we run it with this symbol here on the top right, or even pressing Command Enter. And you see there are warnings that we can neglect for now, but also a possible citation. So if you use the DiAna package, please refer to it this way. Then we want to create the subfolder in projects for our specific subproject of today. We run this line that stores for us in the environment the address where the DiAna folder is. And you can consider the environment as your universe, where all your variables will be stored. We identify then the path for our subfolder, that can be tutorial 1, and then we check if the folder exists already, and if not, we create it. And it will appear in the folder window. The last line will be more important for future problems, but for now we can save our R script and we get to this icon on the top. We can save the file on our project, tutorial 1, and we call it, for example, tutorial 1. Next we set the FAERS version, that is the last quarter that we want to include. In this case 23Q4, and this is important because when we use functions such as import, FAERS version is an automatic parameter. You see here we would have to specify the name of the database that we want to import, and we always do that, but there is also a quarter parameter that allows us to import the database from a specific quarter. And this actually means all the quarters up to the one selected. Then we run the first line to import the drug database. And you see that it takes some time, but then on the upper right corner we see that the drug database is inside our environment. You see the number of observations and the number of variables, and you can either click on the arrow to see more columns. So you see here that the columns of drug are primary ID, drug sec, substance, and role code, but you can also just check the console because that's where the function prints a sample of the database. And in particular, you see primary ID, that is the identifier specific for each report, drug sec, that is the identifier specific for the drug in the specific report, and then the substance already translated to its active ingredient and the role code, that is, whether the drug is suspect or concomitant. We can run also the React line, and here we import the reaction database with the primary ID that can be linked to the primary ID of the drug database, but also the preferred terms, that is the events, coded to the MedDRA dictionary preferred terms. And then we have the demographic information. Here in fact we have the actual number of reports in the database because each row is a specific report, and you see we have primary ID again, sex, age, weight, the country, the dates, the occupation of the reporter, and also two different deduplication algorithm. In fact, if we see here, for example, true, it means that for that specific algorithm, that report is a duplicate. There are other datasets available for the FAERS, and in particular outcome information about doses, indication, information about time to onset and therapies, and so on. The idea is to upload only the databases that you actually need, because they weigh a lot and you don't want to slow down too much your RStudio. And you can also import the ATC classification with information about how drugs can be classified together. And so you see it here in the form of an Excel if you click on the ATC on the environment. And in theory you could also do it also for the other databases, but it's going to take much more memory, so we suggest you to not do it. Here, in fact, there is also a command for importing the MedDRA, but since this service is only available upon subscription with the MedDRA, it will not be made available with the package. In the future, we will show how you can make this function work also for you. This way, we showed how to import FAERS clean data and how to create a subproject. Then you can just save your project if it's not saved, and you can close it and come back the next time to start again. You don't have to save the workspace, that is not needed. We will soon add other episodes. Thank you for listening, and if you have further questions, just feel free to contact us.